Alrighty, we've got new solid JJ. Fantastic Four First Steps in a nutshell. If you haven't seen it, the actual movie, I would probably advise against watching this. I'm assuming it spoils in meme ways. Maybe not. I don't know. I haven't seen the video yet. But do yourself a favor and watch it regardless. And go watch Superman. It's always a great time when a Marvel and DC movie are out and they're both good. Always one of the best things in life. It almost reminds me... I know people don't like the DCU, but I liked it a lot at the time. I may used to have been a Snyder fan. I still love his cinematography. So I wouldn't call myself not a Snyder fan, but I'm not like a stan boy. I never have been, but I have always liked that he's tried different things and whatnot and all this stuff. But I'm not going to get into that. But I was really excited like when the DCEU movies were coming out just because it was new DC movies, obviously. So when Batman v Superman came out, I was hype as shit. And I think around the same time it was like Civil War or something. So like even if you don't like Batman v Superman, which I like the Ultimate Edition enough to say I like enjoy that movie. I actually don't remember the theatrical release at all. But I really like Wonder Woman. But like just that time and moment where I was excited for both coming out at the same time rather than nowadays where people were like there was a big stretch where people were like, oh, okay, another DC movie, whatever. And then nowadays, outside of a few movies, people were like, oh, another Marvel movie? What's going to happen this time? But now, I haven't heard that at all this month. So it's been awesome. And obviously, I don't really care about what people think in terms of, like, I'm not going to go into a movie and, like, oh, I heard people say this, so I got to think this. But it can be exhausting going online and only seeing trashing for your favorite characters and franchises. But also, I recognize that it's deserved. That's the sad part in terms of quality at times. It just is sad because I do love these franchises. But yeah, let me get all the yapping out the way. Solid JJ is goated, and I thought this would be a funny one to react to, so let's get it.
How foolish do any of you believe you could stop me?
Maybe not on our own, but we're not alone. We're a family.
I was really impressed with how they did Galactus in this movie.
Handle you like we handle everything together.
Then you shall die.
Like the Beatles.
Then you shall die.
The Beatles, you know, they're a pretty popular band right now in the 1960s.
Futuristic
and they're together.
1960s?
Not that we know they'd disband in the future because we don't know.
Yes, but they are together as of now, i.e. in the 1960s.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
As I was saying, your world's crisis has reached its inevitable
Kind of like
end.
the Cuban Missile Crisis. That's going on.
I remember that.
So do I, on account of it happening recently, as it's the 1960s.
Yeah, I
What's
actually,
the
What bit?
don't
I
know,
would
it's
like
just-
to see like a little thing of like maybe like a newspaper from this movie of what's going on. Cause like, yeah, it's the 1960s, but it's also like the Jetsons, which I love the vibe. Don't get me wrong. I thought that was one of the coolest things in the movie. Like they really nailed that vibe. And it really, it felt really good. I just don't know what the fuck is happening at the time. Like, that would be from our timeline.
That it's the 1960s.
But it is the 60s.
Yes, I understand that, but you keep mentioning it. I don't
Unless
know
I
why.
did, and I'm
the
just
cars.
forgetting.
Why
I've
not?
only seen the
We have
movie
19
once. Normally, with a super movie, after a few days, I've already seen it like 4 times. Like Superman, I saw that many times in just a few days. I got a bit of a problem, but, you know, I always see it first by myself on opening night. Or like in Superman's case, I did the Amazon early screening, and then I see it the day after with a family member probably. And then I probably see it with another family member or another friend. And then I'll go hang out with another friend and be like, hey, have you seen this movie? Let's go see it. So, you know. And then I'll go back and see it again myself.
Dixie's car.
And the clothes, too.
But I am
see,
too
we
broke right
tried
now to go to
it's
the movies
60s,
again.
It's wild.
Yes, I understand it's the 60s. Is there really nothing else interesting about you guys?
When we launched into the depths of space, I should have known there was more out there than we could have possibly imagined. But the one thing I could have never expected was
Your demise.
the Russians.
The what?
We sure beat those pesky rats as if it were
The
some
space
sort of
race.
You might even call it a space race.
And we're just
Say that again.
Your incessant rambling.
Well, he's right, gang. We are starting to sound a bit like chatterboxes, a bunch of blabbermouths. We ought to lay rubber, beat feet, get some rays, some groovy rays.
Are you done?
Bogart.
Or
I like how
are you
Reed's just
taking
doing
this
that. He doesn't
bit
need to be
seriously?
stretching right
There are a lot
now.
of things we take it seriously
doing
here in the
that.
60s, like the Vietnam War, the Cold War, segregation. Actually, no, this version of the 60s has no segregation.
not in this-
Nice.
We're good. No segregation here.
But I feel
You
like
know
they're
what's
lying.
seriously cooler than segregation? All the cool technology that we're dreaming up. I can't wait to see what progress we make in the future, like the cure for cancer, flying cars, video on demand.
Video on demand? What a ridiculous concept that is to me in the 1960s. That will never, ever happen, ever.
Golly, could you picture it? Someday streaming one of those Walt Disney moving picture shows that we see at the local theater?
No, because
And it's not a
gonna
VHS
happen.
vault.
I'm really confident about this.
Like a Disney Plus of some kind.
Say that
$19.99
again.
With ads, or $15.99 for an ad-free experience. Bundled with Hulu and ESPN.
I know the Silver Surfer alerted you that my choice to eat
The
your
fact
planet
that there's
was not
streaming
based on you
options
guys
with
personally,
ads
but
is
that has
fucking
radically changed.
insane to me still. Like, and I do sometimes find a problem when people say this, but it is low-key facts that streaming is just turning into cable. The only reason I disagree is because I still would pick it over cable. I don't know how many y'all actually fucking went through that shit, because it's not the same. As much as we're saying it is, it's ass. Don't get me wrong. I do not like the state of streaming, and if you pirate, I fucking understand it. But with cable, you could never choose when you were going to watch it. You had to rely on the time frame. If you didn't record it, at least with what I had, then you missed it. So you're cooked. And you could only record like 2 things at a time, at least on the Dish TV I had. We didn't have all the channels either, so that was kind of ass. But first off, yeah, you couldn't choose when to watch stuff. You had to rely on the time frame. And then second, the ads were a lot longer. Like an ad now, it's like, okay, 90 seconds or a minute maybe. I don't know. I don't have ad platforms. The ads there were like a long time. Multiple, like maybe like 5 minutes. I don't remember. It's been a while since I've been on cable. But there were a lot. It was multiple times like in an episode. In like a 25-minute episode or something. So it's not the exact same, but I do understand it. It's just my brain nitpicking a bit at that. But it, as much as I hate the state of streaming, it is still better than cable. Because I feel like even if you have to spend a lot on multiple streaming services, I feel like it's still better for the same price as you would have paid for cable. Like if I don't know how much cable was as a kid because I didn't pay the fucking bill. I was fucking like 10. But let's say it was $90. If you pay for $90 of streaming services, you get a few of them. You can watch more on those readily in a more convenient way than it would have ever been on the cable. It is ass now though because there is so many streaming services. So I do agree. I just think it's goofy the way my brain nitpicks at it.
Your planet was not based on you guys personally, but that has radically changed in the last 2 minutes.
Master
Herbie,
Richards!
what are you doing here? You're supposed to be protecting Franklin, our son.
But that just seems something terrible has happened.
What happened, Herbie?
Franklin and I were
Herbie! What the fuck's going
It's
on?
probably Franklin who did
were
it.
in the living room when suddenly a large explosion went off, destroying half of the Baxter building.
Dear God.
Luckily, we weren't in that room.
Nice.
Okay.
JFK's been shot.
Ah!
When I heard of your group, I was excited to consume something new, something fresh. But I see now that
Just
besides
another-
the 1960s packaging, it's all the
Yep.
same as always. The same formula, the same ingredients, albeit with a little bit of spice, but at the end of the day, it's nothing more than just generic fast
Damn.
food.
Yeah, well, how many superpowered stories have you heard about that happened during a Vietnam War?
At least 3.
Now, wait just a second, Galactus. Maybe we aren't all that different than what you came to expect, but the 60s are quite a relevant piece of history.
Modern history.
Modern day, which I have no knowledge of as it's currently the 1960s, might be
It's
bleak,
fantastic.
dark, violent,
Oh, no, it's
confusing.
dark and
It
stuff.
might
I
be
just
a
wanted
much
to
different world
do the
than we
meme.
know of, which is why it's so powerful to escape into a time when the world made sense. People were curious, creative, caring, hopeful, all the things that elevate us and make us whole. It was an era of love, an era of understanding. So yes, it's the 60s. I'm well proud of it. Is that so
I
wrong?
noticed there was a whites-only water fountain in the Baxter building.
Hey, everyone.
In the Baxter
Right, man,
building?
I'm just here to let you guys know that you've officially milked the 60s thing for all it had. There's no more charm left to go around. So
Damn.
we're just gonna bring you guys over here now to the mainline world.
True.
But what about Galactus? He's gonna eat the
We're
world.
actively filming like 3 Avengers movies. Nobody gives a shit.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
This
True.
video is brought to you by Gamer Subs and Random Flavor. I don't know.
Nice.
I made this before the movie came out, so how'd I do? Did I get it? Am I right?
Okay, so it's
Here's
funny
some
because
pictures for
my
the movie.
introduction at the start of this video means nothing.
There's going to be a council reads with all the shitty actors from the previous ones. Doctor Doom shows up and it's
You know,
Shocker, it's
okay.
not Robert Downey.
In hindsight, were those original F4 movies, not the 1990s one, and definitely not the 2015 one, but those 2000s ones, were those, like, I know they probably weren't great, but I still like them, and I like the actor from it.
I need some other.
Is that
fuckers
so
no
bad?
one cares about.
Maybe I'll
and
rewatch it
Sue
soon.
is gonna have a line. I don't know what the context is, but she's gonna be like, "I feel invisible."
Bars.
Or something, and the writers are gonna think it's smart because like she's the invisible.
What is
woman,
this, some
and
sort of
she'll- it's a
Fantastic
plan.
Four?
Johnny Ben share a big kiss. They go, "Mwah."
That would be pretty
it's wet.
cool.
That last one's
That'd
not
be
in there. I'm
nice.
gonna kill myself. Okay, I can't say that.
I agree. Shout out Solid JJ, actual class, like, creator. Absolutely goated. Peace.